Hi, my name is Ebo, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can plan a family menu. We're going to be doing the menu together, and I'm going to be giving you everything you need from shopping list to prep list and practical steps on how to achieve it at home for a family of 4. So first, you need to decide averagely what you want to eat more of or what you want to eat less of. Will we eat more chicken, fish? So let's say chicken, fish, mutton. I think it still comes under fish, right? So you need to just decide how much of this that you're having in rotationally weekly. So we eat this maybe 10%. So maybe in a bolognese or something very simple, very rarely. And then this I will say 60 because we eat chicken quite a lot. And then I will still say 30 to 40% fish and then 15% mutton. Now, I know this doesn't add up mathematically, but I know you need to just get an idea of the proportions so that when you are doing the menu, you can understand how many times you need to fix them in meals that have these options. Yeah. Now, from these proportions, other general items like eggs, I tend to use them quite a lot. So I'm just going to use mine as my example. I'm going to put it down just so you see. Scrambled eggs, spinach and toast, puff pastry tarts because I've got kids and they appreciate pastries. Next up, I've got Greek yogurt with berries, nuts, and honey. Smoked salmon and apples on toast. Banana pancakes. And lastly, sweet pepper omelets. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So averagely, you can just swap one of the items there for regular pancakes or crepes. So I'm going to also make, after this, another list of everything you need to buy for your breakfast supplies that you need to have on hand. For you to get ahead in the morning, that we have here, 2 things you can do, depends on how much time you have to spare. If you have a lot of time, you can totally make your scrambled eggs on with toast in the morning. You can make everything in the morning within 20 minutes or less. However, if you don't have a lot of time and you're always in a mad rush in the morning, what you can do is make the mix for the scrambled eggs and refrigerate it. It can keep for up to 3-4 days. Of all the things here, the only thing you need to prep ahead is this and this. So all you need to do is to make the egg mix, which you can use for scrambled eggs, and you can also use, if you decide to swap from smoked salmon on apple, you can swap to eggs on toast. And you can also you can just add sweet peppers to this and make the same eggs into omelette. Moving on now, I'm going to put down the items for lunch. So here I've got chicken stir fry. So my Sunday is quite flexible, so that's why most of the time I don't add options. But my rule of thumb basically is on Sundays. So it's either is rice or roast. So it's either is jollof rice or fried rice. And then for roast is either whatever meat we have. So maybe roast chicken, roast beef, or we braise some lamb or goat meat, or depending on what you really want. You just need to budget it ahead. I'll put lamb there. So for this one, I'm going to put the shopping list for this as well. And all you then need to do is to prep ahead. So how? 2 ways you can prep ahead is that you can buy a whole chicken and then some chicken legs, some minced meat, and that's it. So if you want more options in terms of the meat, you can just swap it around. So basically all you need to do is that you buy a whole chicken, you roast it on the Sunday or at the beginning of the week, or and the beginning of the week for everyone is different. The beginning of the week for someone who works Monday to Fridays is different from the beginning of the week from someone who works rotational. So whenever you're free and your week starts, you can roast the whole bird and then you can broil. Broil means you can cook down this chicken and shred it apart. That way, you have chicken for wraps that you can get on the go. You have chicken for gyros that you can use very quickly. You have chicken for paninis, which you can use very quickly. So that way, you don't really have to make chicken all the time, or you don't have to necessarily have to cook every time you need to make something very quickly. Next up, you can make one meat sauce or a bolognese sauce, and also have some meatball dons from your beef mains. So that way, all you need to do from this menu, for example, your prep list will be chicken strips seasoned, broiled chicken, so like the one we said we're gonna cook down. So that way we have all the chicken that we need basically for the week from these two options that we got, either from the whole chicken or chicken legs. Now for the mincemeat, all you need to do is to just cook down the mincemeat with the sauce in order to give you what you need, either to stuff it in between a tortilla or a pita, or even if you want to use it to swap for any of the other options there. Can you see how simple it is? So next thing you need to do is to just determine all that you're going to need in the course of the week to make sure you are able to make all these things. And sometimes you really can only make twice a day. Sometimes you only have time for breakfast and dinner. So but it's important that even if it's breakfast and dinner, you have the time for you, what you're having at breakfast, what you're having for tea time on the average. Finally, we're going to do the dinner. For dinner options, I've got the pepper soup, which is for day one. I'm going to paste this thing on top. So with this pepper soup, I won't make it the regular ones. I can make it with, say, maybe prawns and mushrooms. Depends on how adventurous you are. I am quite adventurous, so it depends on you. You just try what works best for you. So pepper soup here. We have fresh pasta day. So you decide what kind you want on that day, and you don't have to make it. You can always buy the pasta and just make it with the sauce. Chicken and leg soup. Now, if you have enough chicken from the one you broiled down earlier in the week or you braised to pull, then you possibly have chicken for this if you're cooking for just a few people. However, if you don't mind, you can cut half of the whole bird into the pot, leave it to go. And the trick to getting this done very quickly is to have a vegetable mix that's frozen. So if you have an already frozen vegetable mix to go, which has your onions, sweet, carrots, peppers, blah in it, or a combination of them, you can simply put the whole chicken in, let it cook down, and then add your veg to it, and then finish it off. So I have this chicken leg soup with orzo to give it a bit more body. Alright, so next up is chicken tray bake with root veggies and kale. You can swap it for whatever meat you like, but as you can see here, I already wrote 60%, so bulk of what I'm eating is fish or chicken. So chicken tray bake, so it's just, I'm going to put the list of what you need to do there. It's just basically, if you seasoned your chicken, so all you need to do is you need to marinate this chicken overnight, sometimes or even a week ahead. You can marinate it and freeze, bring it out of the freezer into the fridge and allow it to come back to your regular temperature without having to force freeze it, because once you force freeze it, like to defrost it, sorry, it's not going to come out right. So you can bring it out way before you use it, a day or 2 days in ahead, and then it defrosts gently and comes back to as you've left it there, and then you can roast it up when you want to use it. Next up here, and then with the tray bake, all you need to do is just add as much veggies as you can put. Onions, carrots, cabbage, courgettes, eggplants, name it, all the veg. Just roast it off all in a tray, all with baby potatoes, and you're good to go. Next up is fried chicken curry and rice. You can see that there's a lot of chicken in my life. And rice, beef pot roast. So sometimes, depending on what you can find, maybe joint beef pot roast. So mostly it's best with cheeks or ribs, because they fall apart nicely and they have tendons in the middle that break down as you cook them for longer. So the last one is like a siopino, which is like a seafood stew. Some of these things I'm not able to make them all in the space of 1 week if I don't have a lot of supplies. But once you have the supply, then you'll be able to do it. So seafood soup. So now all you need to do here is to just prep ahead. So the traditional prep companies, or what they would say is that you should make your food in batches and store them up in bowls in the fridge, so you can just have it grab and go when you want. That might work for you, and that's fine, but that doesn't work for me and so many other people, because it's monotonous, it's boring, and then there are days that you don't really feel like eating the same thing 4 times in a week. So what you can do, if you don't want to knock off that boredom and be able to carry on eating what you really want for a very long time, is to prep in segments. And what do I mean by prep in segments? You prep the items that you need separately and you just throw them together just before you have it. That's the easiest, seamless way, and that's how the restaurants do it. So now here, I already told you that all you need to do is to have a vegetable frozen. Here, all you need to do is to marinate your chicken, carrot soup, and then here you also need to marinate your chicken. They are both the same thing. So if you can see here, if I'm using seafood, for example, for this pasta, in the course of that 1 week, all I need to do is season the fish for the pepper soup and the pasta, and then season the chicken for the soup, tray baked curry, and that's all I need to do in terms of prep. So when it's time to throw them together, they're like pretty much halfway done. The cutting is done, the chopping is done. I just put them together and it then doesn't take very long and it's nice and fresh every time I need it. And the next thing you need to do, since you already know what you're eating for lunch and dinner, and you know how much chicken you need and how much chicken has reoccurred in this rotation, what you then need to do is to decide how much chicken you need to buy. So then you're going to have this shopping list for this menu I've just given you. So this is the shopping list and this is the prep list. So all you need to do is to take the prep list, check the shopping list, buy what you need in the shop based on how many people you need to feed, and then take the prep list, prep ahead based on this menu. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you put it into practice and you'll be able to budget better. And all you need to do is to shop all you need, all these things in one go, have it in stock, and then prep ahead so that you can be able to specifically know how much you spend on feeding on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and ultimately you can understand your feeding patterns, your budgets, and you can plan ahead of time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video, share this with your fellow mamas and friends, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.